If you found your way here tonight, then something in you has probably been tired for a long time. That's okay. You don't have to explain it. Nobody here is going to ask you to get better. We're just going to sit with it for a while. The thing you spend all day pretending isn't there. Because there's a kind of tired that doesn't come from doing too much. It comes from being someone for too long. And if you felt that, then the rest of tonight is for you. Let's start somewhere you already know. Late afternoon, in the car, in the driveway outside your own house. You've turned the engine off, the lights inside are already on, and you're still sitting there. One more minute, then one more after that. Not because there's anything wrong inside that house, but because this is the only quiet in your whole day where you don't have to be anyone. Not the composed colleague, not the child who's always fine, not the partner who never falls apart. Just a few minutes in the dark of the car where you're allowed to stop performing and you resent how much you dread stepping out of it. Carl Jung had a name for the person you become the moment you open that car door. He called it the persona, Latin for the mask an actor wore on stage. Not to deceive anyone, just to be seen from the very back row. And your mask, honestly, has been kind to you. It learned to smile at the right moment so you'd be kept. It learned to go quiet at the right moment so you wouldn't be left. It learned to become the capable one, the reliable one, the one everyone leans on. So you'd have a place in this world. From very early on, you understood something. Some parts of you were welcome and some were not. So you built a version made only of the welcome parts. You built it so carefully that over time, you forgot it was something you built. You thought it was you. And it did its job well. It carried you through rooms where you weren't allowed to be yourself. It paid the bills. It held the relationships together. It stood upright through years when not one person thought to ask if you were okay. We're not here to blame that mask. It saved you. It's just, it was built to help you survive, not to help you live. And between those two things, there's a distance we usually only notice once we've gone too far. Then, at some point, usually for no clear reason, the mask starts to feel tight. You still do everything the way you did, still say the right thing, laugh on cue, finish what needs finishing. But there's a thin distance, almost impossible to name, between you and your own life. Maybe you've reached the thing you once longed for, that title, that relationship, that house, and you stand in the middle of it, waiting for the feeling that's supposed to arrive. And it doesn't come. There's only a silence, a hollow echo where the joy was meant to be. We tend to turn on ourselves at exactly this moment. We think we're ungrateful. We think there's something broken in us, to have everything and still feel empty. And we're taught the cure is to try harder, be more positive, more grateful, good vibes only, as if enough effort could fill the space. But Jung saw something almost opposite. That emptiness isn't a sign that something's broken in you. It's a deeper part of you, quietly pulling itself back out of the mask. Stay with that for a second, because it's gentler than it sounds. Jung believed that underneath the self we perform each day, there's something more whole. He called it the self, the true center. And that self, when the mask has drifted too far from what's true, does something very quiet. It stops pouring energy into the role. It withdraws. It pulls back. And when the energy leaves, the role, however perfect, starts to feel meaningless. That's why success suddenly feels flat. That's why rooms that once felt warm start to feel far away. That's why the life you built out of all the right choices can, one day, feel like it belongs to someone else. You're not losing your mind. You're not destroying something good. Something in you is reorganizing itself, quietly refusing to keep feeding a version that has already done its work. And maybe that emptiness isn't something to be fixed. Maybe it's the first honest thing you felt in a very long time. The hard part is, it doesn't ask your permission. It doesn't wait until you're ready, doesn't arrive when your calendar is clear, doesn't pick a convenient year. It just begins, slowly, so slowly, and you're usually the last to know. We tend to imagine collapse as a moment, a crack, a specific day when everything comes apart. But you and I both know the truth is much quieter than that. People rarely break in a single day. They break slowly through countless fractures so small no one catches them. Not even the one who's breaking. It starts with things too small to count. One time you swallowed what you actually wanted to say. One time you shrank the thing that hurt you so you wouldn't be a burden to anyone. And "I'm fine" said so many times that even you began to believe it. And the feeling you pressed down, it didn't dissolve. It just waited. Then, once you've pressed it down long enough, the border around you starts to wear thin. You let things slide that never should have. You take on responsibilities that drain you. You say yes, while everything in you softly says no. And your identity begins to dissolve. Not anywhere anyone can see, but from the inside, a little at a time, without a sound. So when that day finally comes, the moment outsiders call an overreaction, it isn't the beginning of the collapse. It's just a day you could no longer carry what you'd been carrying for far too long. You didn't break because one big thing happened. You broke because too many small things happened, and no one ever mended them. And this is the part I want to sit with you for a long time. That moment of breaking, it isn't your weakness. It's the final border that something very deep in you draws, when it's no longer willing to watch you betray yourself for even one more day. The mask didn't collapse because you failed. It collapsed because some part of you finally believed you deserved to stop pretending. And now, maybe you understand why. At the start of tonight, I said the strangest thing isn't the fear. It's the quiet. Because carrying a version of yourself that isn't true costs more than we ever realize. For years, a part of you stood guard, adjusting, scanning, making sure the mask never slipped. You grew so used to that weight, you stopped feeling it as weight at all, until the day it finally set itself down. That quiet is the sound of a burden you didn't know you were carrying, finally being placed on the ground. And I know, somewhere tonight, someone will tell you this is a beautiful beginning, that you're opening, not closing, that if you just get through this night, light is waiting on the other side. Maybe one day that's true. I don't know. And I won't promise you something I don't know. Because tonight, when the mask has just fallen, what's left isn't a new person yet. What's left is an empty space. And that space, honestly, doesn't feel like freedom. It feels like falling, because the mask, tight as it was, gave you one thing: certainty. It knew the rules. It knew how to be loved. And when it leaves, nothing steps in to take its place right away. There's only space. And to someone who has spent a lifetime filling every silence, empty space can be the most frightening thing there is. So two things will live in you for a while: the relief of setting the weight down, and the fear of not knowing who you are without it. Nothing new has grown yet, and that's okay. Maybe the most tender thing you can do for yourself right now isn't to rush and fill that space with another mask. It's to let it stay empty, long enough to hear, underneath all the noise, what's actually yours. So tonight, I won't hand you a list. No 5 steps. No promise the morning will come soon. I'll only leave one thing here, if you'd like to carry it. Maybe what's falling apart in you isn't you. Maybe it's the person you once thought you had to become. The version built out of expectation, out of fear, out of every room where you learned that who you really were was too much or not enough. The mask that saved the child you used to be. And now, maybe, it has finished its work. If that's true, then the quiet you're hearing isn't the sound of something lost. It's the stillness of a room after a very old guest has finally put on his coat and quietly left. We won't go any further than this moment. Tonight, we just sit here in the empty space and let it be what it is. The candle's still burning. You don't have to walk into that dark alone. And if tonight a version of you has quietly left, then here in this room, you're allowed to sit still for a while. Not to get better, just to stay.